Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I'm just waiting for my next guest. Hashi, I cannot accept your request. I am really sorry, but thank you for joining. I have to I have to bring Poornima. I'm good, man. Right, busy with university stuff. Hey, Dina. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening. Is it good
Oh my
evening there?
God, good
Yes, it's good
evening.
evening there.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the evening.
How's it going?
How are you? I'm okay. I told you I'm so nervous.
Why are you
Oh,
nervous? We haven't met each
because
other since the first time I met you.
do you remember the first time we met? Do you remember that? Do you?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. But Poornima, thank you so much for joining. I'm
I'm
so
so
glad that you
excited.
said yes.
Yeah,
Let's have a chat about who you are. But for the people who don't know, Poornima does a lot of content on Instagram. She does a lot of content creation when it comes to travel and food. But she also has her own baking thing as well, which is awesome. But Purnima, tell us all about you. Tell us what you do for a living. Are you a full time influencer, or
no.
do you do something in the meantime?
So I work at MAS, Intimate. That's my full-time job.
Oh,
Why, Apu?
sorry. I used to work at MAS. I'm just like,
Really?
as soon as you quit, let me know. I'll like throw a celebration party for you.
Okay.
Hey,
So
go on, go
yeah,
on.
that's my full-time job. But part-time, I do my reviews. Like when I get reviews, I just go for it and do them. And I also do my vlogs. But yeah, I'm not a very I don't know. I'm like a
How did
normal.
you get into it? How did you get into the whole content creation scene?
So I like writing, right? I like writing stories and all that. So one day, like before the whole influencer thing blew up, I really wanted to like write about my traveling because I've gone to Bangkok, Vietnam, and all that. So I got a site of WordPress, and I just started writing on it. And then I think then Dilshan reached out to me, and that's how the whole Instagram thing started. And then I started doing YouTube vlogs and all that. But yeah, I don't focus much on the whole influencer thing because I feel like it's too, I don't know, like
Say
you
it, Purnima. Speak your heart.
no. um I don't consider myself an influencer, right? I'm just a normal girl who likes to like travel and share my experiences with everyone else. That's what I feel like. So yeah.
Amazing. And was that first review that Dilshan called you for the Pasta Mania one?
No, the first one was Sugar Beach. You weren't there for that.
Okay. I wasn't. I
Yeah,
probably left the country or something. I probably wasn't there for that. Or
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Sugar Beach, I don't know what happened. But no, so
yeah.
quick story time before we go on. So I was invited to Pasta Mania soft launch of their restaurant on, what is it called? Duplication Road. And then I have a friend who's about the same height as Purnima.
Oh God.
All right. I'm not, no, I'm not insulting heights here. I just have a friend. Her name is Hash. She was the same height as you, and I didn't know she was going to
I'm
be
five
there.
feet, by the way.
And
I'm just 5 feet. Yeah, so
and I'm much taller. so so
beautiful.
I rock up. I'm like super energetic in person, and I don't shut up, right? And but the thing is, in difference, like as soon as I get home, I don't want to talk to anyone, right? Like I just don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to like do my thing and go to sleep. But in
Yeah.
person, I'm like super energetic, like I'm super happy and just like bouncing around. So then I go up and I just tap her hand. I was just like, hey. and and then she turns around and I'm just like, oh shit. I was just like, I am so sorry
Oh
because that's like
God.
so insulting for someone you don't know. Like I want to
Yeah,
know,
you're
like
too
actually
high,
never
short
asked you, like
person. Literally, it's
what
like
did you
okay.
feel as soon as I did that?
For me, it's very normal, right? Like people make fun of my height, and I don't really like think much about it because I feel like my height is very cute. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So when he did that, I'm like, okay, another person. And like I looked back and you're anyway very tall. So it all made sense. I'm like, okay, I see it now.
I'm so sorry about that. But no,
No,
no.
no,
Okay,
that's
but
fine.
anyway,
It was
going back
fun. It was
into it,
fun.
yeah, it was a nice day. Like we got so much food.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining. But the
yeah.
biggest thing
And
that
now we have a
I have
story,
in
right?
terms of like, huh?
And now we have a story, like, oh, this is how we
Now
met,
we have a
guys.
story. No, but the biggest thing is okay. So I'm a very patient person. Like I let everyone take their pictures and do their videos and everything, and then I go
Yeah,
last, right? And then I quickly take a few pictures.
yeah,
I don't even waste a lot of time. I take a few pictures and then I'm done. But by the time I
yeah.
do that, the food's pretty cold, and then you're fucking eating cold food the whole rest of the night. I'm just like, oh my god, what to do? But anyway, getting into the
This is how we end.
conversation.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so if you had to pick of one place that you're going to travel to, just say you have the money to go abroad, they've lifted all the bans, everything's sorted out, where
Okay.
would you go and why?
Santorini. It has always been in my bucket list.
Damn, and why?
It's so nice. It's so pretty. It's so white
I know
and
that.
clean. So yeah. And
Yeah, that's
imagine
true. I
all the
see
pictures you
everyone
can
traveling
take.
there, and I'm just like, but you have to go with someone. You can't go alone.
Yeah, because of the pictures. Like someone has to take
Yeah,
pictures.
obviously. You can't ask
Yeah.
strangers to take you to take pictures and
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So I think like friends, like a girls trip or like honeymoon, if you're into that.
My honeymoon.
No, I mean some people, that's the honeymoon destination, right? Santorini.
I thought
Not
you're planning to
mine.
get married right after
Oh my
coronavirus and then take the
god.
hubby and then go
Let's
to
go. Let's
Santorini.
go. Oh, hell
But
no.
Poornima, actually, also talking about like, so you said you were a writer. So what are you doing these days to keep yourself occupied?
Um, so actually, I'm learning two languages now. I already did French for O levels, so I'm kind of brushing up on that. Yeah, and also I'm learning Italian.
Bonjour. That's
Um,
the only word I
ah,
know.
okay, merci beaucoup.
Je
That's thank
m'appelle
you.
Sharon.
You're good, you're good.
Oui,
That's too
oui.
bad. We. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why people complain about the whole quarantine thing because you can do so much while you're at home, right? And I'm like rereading all my old books, and working from home is pretty effective, and I get to spend time with the family, and I'm learning languages, and I'm doing all this like weird dancing stuff on Instagram now. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, what are
Good.
you
Are
up
you
to
are you
these
doing the
days?
dancing with like the TikTok dancing videos?
No, I don't like TikTok. No, I just play it in the
Oh my
background
God.
and
Okay,
just
okay.
dance to it.
Look. I'm gonna quickly do a quick rant. TikTok is made bad because of what Sri Lankans are doing on it. But if you see what's happening around the world, it's actually really, really funny. It's actually really, really fun as well. I will send you a few
Really?
things where you probably learn how to
Yes,
dance. Like
please.
I'm telling you, you'll kill it. You'll kill it. Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
moving on. Talking about when you were growing up. So like, was MAS your first job?
Yeah, I interned there and then I got permanent there. So now it's my first job.
So how long have you been working there for?
Um, you're you're gonna flip 2.5 years.
Far out. You know how long I was there for?
6 months, 5 months, 4 months,
6 months.
3 months. Oh,
I wanted to quit within the first month. I
but
could
why?
take
Why?
it.
Why? Why?
It's such mundane work. It's just like you do the same thing every day. You don't get any improvement. The biggest thing that MAS sells is money. That's it. But like in
Yeah,
terms of like
yeah.
self growth and stuff like that, you're learning the same thing every single day. Look, I'm not saying.
I,
Look,
I
I'm
think
just
I think it
you
depends.
do you you do you. I'm just speaking for myself. But
I think it
you just
depends,
do.
right?
Okay, so tell
I
me,
think
defend it, defend. You have to know anyway now. 2.5 years now.
yeah, yeah. So I think it depends on which account you are in, because like some accounts like they do like what can I call it? Like they do like one task only. So that's like say if that's like from A to Z, they just do B, right? So then
You know
obviously you
what
get
I
tired
had
of
to?
it. What?
Nike.
Ah, and what in
I
Nike did
hated
you
it
do?
because you were doing the same thing every damn day. Because Nike, we got a lot of orders. It was one of the biggest money makers for Stretchline. I was
Sorry
at
there, sorry.
Stretchline, so
Yeah.
I just like it was just Nike every day. Yeah, so like I was at Stretchline, MA Stretchline, so it was just like
Ah,
Nike ordered like the biggest profit maker. So it was the same thing every damn day, and I was just like, look, my brain power, I have more talent than this. Like, why am I? I'm not speaking. I'm not saying nobody
yeah,
else
yeah,
has
yeah.
talent who's working in MAS, but I'm just saying for myself. I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot. Anyway, no, but
Yeah.
what I want to ask is, where do you see yourself in the future? Like Sri Lanka is changing rapidly, right? Like there's so many new things happening every day. There's so many new opportunities happening every day as well.
I mean,
And
I
it's,
really
I
want to
think,
be in,
um,
yeah.
yeah, tell me.
No, I really want to be an entrepreneur one day. Have like my own cafe running. So that's where I want to be at the end.
Oh,
Yeah. I want to have my own
like a
cafe.
bakery.
Yeah, like a little bakery, but like people can come and cheer, and there'll be my books on display, so you can like read and all that. It would be chilled out. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, like, what would the cafe be called? And yes, so what would the cafe be called? And what would you be selling? And where would it be?
I don't know a name yet, but I'm thinking. So Kandy is my hometown. I definitely want a branch here and one in Colombo, and they'll have like cupcakes, cakes, little pastries, and all that. But nothing
So
big
now
and fancy
everyone
for
has
now.
cupcakes and cakes and pastries. No,
What do
what
you
are you?
want,
How are you
Sharon?
going to be
What do you
different?
want?
I
I
want. Okay, this is
don't
what I want. Okay,
know. Okay, tell
this
me,
is what I
tell me,
want. This is
tell
how
me.
you're going to be a separate and unique place, right? Crep Runner
Okay.
has crepes. Okay,
Yeah.
but how you are going to be unique is and beat the market is make customizable desserts.
Huh. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna type it down so I won't forget it.
So you can make obviously things like cupcakes and stuff would be a bit harder, so they would have to be standard. So the
No,
customizable
but
ones
like
will
I've
have to be
seen this
quite a bit.
concept, right? Yeah. Now I've seen this
Go ahead.
concept where it's called build your own cupcake. So people come as the base, and then they like do their own swirl and put like any topping they want. So that's a bit like customizable, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should do like a customizable shop. I think that would be super cool. Because like the one of the things that I was ordering like over and over again when I was back home with my friend, I can't remember the name of the place. It wasn't Crepe Runner, but like it was another. I think it was Crepology or something. That would
The one
deliver
in
through Uber
Gaul?
Eats.
Oh,
No, no, no,
really?
no, no, not Crepology. Sorry, there's another crepe place that delivers in Colombo through Uber Eats, and they would let you customize your crepe. So
Ah,
we'd get Belgium chocolate, but it would be filled with brownies, Ferrero Rocher, Belgian chocolate on top, and like marshmallows.
oh, yum.
Oh my God, it was like so good. So like
What's this
I would
place?
100. I can't remember, but it should be on Uber Eats unless they've stopped operations for now.
Ah,
But like, oh my God, my friend and I, and they're 24/7. So
24/7. That makes sense. Yeah.
midnight snacks for the win. So like, okay,
Yeah.
so you want to have your own bakery. So I want to ask you for people who, um, right now who have a passion, right? Um,
Hmm.
but they are not able to follow it. So like you have a passion in writing and you have a passion in baking, so you're doing both of those things. But it's all about time management. It's all about balancing,
Yeah,
right? But the
for
thing is,
sure.
people have and you have chosen to do a 9 to 5 to sustain yourself until you're able to do something else.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see you quit MAS one day. Um,
Thank God. I don't think my
uh,
manager's watching
but no,
this. So
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, there are a lot of people who don't have that option or have to follow a 9 to 5, but they really, really want to do a passion on the side as well. But their parents are against it, right?
yeah.
What would your biggest advice be to those people?
I think just try like a very small scale. If you just try, I think it'll work. And you should obviously try it first and see if it'll work or not. Then you know, okay, will it work for me, or is there something else I can do, something else I can focus on? Because I used to run this charity shop called Earth Treasures, where it was like a thrift shop, and I really want to like get like we all wear like old clothes, right? Like we have so many clothes we don't wear anymore. So I would like collect it from me, like what I have and from my friends and all that, and I would sell it at good market actually. And it didn't work out because I could like easily pull in cash from my own salary, and I would make more money than do like a thrift shop and then earn that money. So it's charity at the end of the day, right? So I knew that won't work. So I think people should just like go for it and like anyway just try it. Even a small scale. If it's like a cafe, like a home based bakery, would work and just go for it. No regrets, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think holding on to your passion because you don't want to look back and have any regrets, thinking, oh shit, I should have held on to my passion, or at least I should have balanced it. Because,
Yeah.
for example, if you have your full time job, you have your side hustle keeps making money, and you keep refining it, and you keep figuring out what the market wants. And then it comes to a point where you can do the side hustle instead of your full time job, and you can, as soon as you quit your full time job, you can do your side hustle forever. But the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this is just for people who want to pursue their passion, right? If you want to work for a corporate for the rest of your life, do it. Like, I
Go
have
for it.
nothing against that. But I'm just saying, like, if you have a side hustle, just like you do have a side hustle as well. Like, what would you do? So, like, Karam has asked an interesting question. When are you quitting?
So I work with Karam. Ah, I cannot
No, no,
answer
no.
this
She's
without
not.
being kicked
She's
out.
not quitting. I'm pushing her to the edge, but she's not. She's not quitting. She's
Yeah,
not quitting.
I will not. But if I quit, I'll come to you, Sharon. I want a job, okay?
Yeah, sure, sure. I won't pay as much as MS.
Okay.
But okay, I also want to ask you. Okay, so you are in the content creator scene. You do a few reviews here and there. You do a few travel vlogs, all those things. Can you tell me what you think, without throwing any shade, just like very neutral comments about what you think are the problems in the content creation scene within Sri Lanka right now?
That's deep. Hold on.
I only ask deep
I
questions.
think no, because see, like I think that influencers mostly they aren't honest with their reviews. That really annoys me because say like we go to a cafe and we would all do all these reviews, right? And the food could be like all right, but then they would like do the review saying okay it's at like a 10 out of 10, and you would be lying to your own followers, right? So I think we should be honest. Like yeah, you get it. Like say if somebody gives you free food, you're compelled to say, okay, it's really, really good to your followers. But then I think the best thing you should do is like go talk to the chef maybe or the owner and be like, this can improve. I'm not gonna tell that in my, to my followers, but you should definitely improve this. And when you talk with followers, just be like, it's okay. You should definitely try it, but and like be honest. I think that's something that's missing in our people. They're not honest. They're just like, and no, Karam, they
Yeah,
don't pay
it
me to say it's good.
is.
Oh God.
I agree. So one of the things I used to do, so I used to be in the food and travel review
Yeah.
thing as well. But the thing is, what I used to say was, look, yes, you're paying me for this review, but I will not post about anything that's bad. If anything's bad, I will tell you and I'll give you my honest feedback, and you
Yeah.
have to change that. Like, you have to change it to make it a better product. Because if people come and try it out, one thing, your name is going to be messed up, and two, my name is going to be messed up. And I want
Yeah.
to
They
give
won't trust you
people
again.
honest reviews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I built this little niche of reviews, what people were not really doing. I spoke about why I was there, the prices, the ambiance of the place, and all of these things that people weren't doing at the time. And I really captured the market through that, right? So I was just like, look, I'm not going to ruin a good thing for me. Like, you really need to pick your shit. Like, I didn't say it like that, but I was just like,
Yeah.
I won't review every single thing. Like, there would be some cases where a restaurant owner would be like, you have to talk about this. But I'm just like, but it's not good, so I'm not going to talk about it. So,
Yeah. And
so
how did
it's
they
just
take
like
it though?
constant battle. I mean, they understood because the thing is, I've learned how to be diplomatic with every single situation I'm in. So I'm just like, if I talk about it, and if people come and they try it out, yes, they're going to hate me, but they're going to hate you more because there's enough
Yeah.
competition in the restaurant scene in Sri Lanka. They can more than happily go to a substitute and just eat there, And word of mouth in Sri Lanka is a
Yeah.
powerful, powerful thing. As soon as one person reviews it bad, your reputation's gone for a very long time. So it's about like how you answer and how you be diplomatic about the situation. So what else? Name one more thing that's not great about the content creation scene.
I can't really think of anything. To be honest, I can't.
Okay,
I honestly
so
can't.
I will ask you another question. Um,
Okay.
when while growing up, did you have any adversities or did you have any problems that you had to go through, that you had to fight through? You don't have to talk about the situations. I never forced you to do that. But can you just tell us how you got through those situations?
Um, so I grew up in a very loving family, for sure. And yeah, I don't think I had problems of as such, but then I did have to move out for my college education. I had to come to Colombo, so then I was alone, and that was something I had to get used to because I was the youngest in the family, and I had to get used to living alone without my mom and dad and my sisters. So that was really hard for me, and getting over that, like at night you go to sleep and you're like, oh shit, like I miss my parents, I miss my family. That was pretty hard for me, but yeah.
And how did you get through that? How did you get used to living alone, and how did you get through adjusting to that environment?
I met some really cool friends like Karam. He was one of them, and there were these like really two good friends called Sheetal and Nabiha. So they made me feel really at home in at Colombo, and it was easy for me to like be okay, like you know, and all that. And I had a good roommate. I was in a hostel the first 3 years, and my roommate was like a year younger than me, and she was in my old school, so we connected well, and we would go here and there a lot. So the adjusting it wasn't that hard, but it was okay. I mean, yeah, adjusted well.
Amazing. And I want to ask you something that happened very recently and your thoughts on it, just because you are
Yeah.
living on your own. Like, you're still living on your own in
Yeah.
Colombo, or did you go back to Delhi?
No, no. These days I'm in Kandy because of the whole quarantine thing, but I do live alone in Colombia.
And does it scare you at all? Did you hear what happened to that lady in
Yeah, I did.
a couple of days ago?
And yeah,
So
I,
I'll add context to the people who don't know. There was this lady who was staying on her own in her house, and there was someone who broke in, and basically he was a worker. He was a construction worker
construction.
who kept watching her from the other side, and she always talks to her boyfriend from Australia and goes to sleep super late, and he has creeped in after she has gone to sleep. She put a case to the police station. Got a like his her friend came, picked her up. This was all during the curfew. Picked her up, took her to the police station, and the police said, "Ask stupid questions like why are you staying alone? Like why aren't you with your parents?" And I'm just like, isn't a woman supposed to be allowed to be independent and on
Right.
her own, like if she wants to? But does that make you scared at all going back, or what do you think about that whole situation?
It is scary. Like when I read her tweets, right, I got chills because say you wake up and you find a man on your bed, that freaks you out, right? And I told my mom, and like she's freaking out, I'm freaking out. So obviously, just going back to Colombo and like having to stay that one night alone, I don't think I'll be able to sleep that night. I think it will take some time for me to get used to because the place I am at now, it's new because I moved the beginning of March, and then I had to come back to Kandy for quarantine. So I'm not used to the place yet as well. So I'm still getting used to the place and the area and all that. So it's very scary, and it's disappointing to see how the police handled it also. I mean, that's no excuse, right? Like a girl can live alone if she wants to. I don't see the point of like victimizing the girl.
Absolutely, and I think that's just the way that they've been culturally brought up, that women are not supposed to live alone and they're supposed to live with their husbands or their
Yeah,
parents. And one of the things that I personally think is it comes down to education. It comes down to long-term planning of how we can change the way people think over the next few years. Um, but like, one personal note from me to you is just be safe, and just like try and have someone with you that night if it's possible, like one of your roommates or something like that.
I
Because
think at the
the
first night
fact
my parents might stay. I don't know.
amazing, because the fact of the matter is, people like the guy who broke in, their minds are going to be much harder to change. It's going to take a lot longer to change how they think and what they think is right and wrong. And that's why, like, all of these chats with different guests, I've identified that this is a long term game, and it has to start from our youth. It has to start
Yeah,
from ages of 5 to 7, and then going upwards about educating them about what's right and what's wrong. Um, and yeah, so it was just a scary thing to read those tweets, and I was just like, wow.
yeah,
Like, imagine if someone I knew. like it doesn't have to be like just the fact that it's a Sri Lankan woman. It's a human being that had to go through that, especially during curfew times, is
Yeah.
absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that as well. But anyway, uh,
Oh God.
Purnima, you said in the chat that you were super nervous for this, but you have a plan.
I
You've done so
do.
well in the chat. What is this plan?
Oh God. So I've seen your lives, right? And usually you're the one who asks the questions from the guests, which is the norm, right? So I'm gonna ask you a few questions now, and you need to
Okay,
answer
ask,
now.
ask.
Yay. Okay. So the first one, what have you been doing in quarantine to keep the boredom away? Like what do you do these days?
Um, Honestly, you know that I am a mental health advocate, so the first 3 weeks was like very, very hard. That's literally the from last week. So my mornings have been quite tough because it takes me a couple of hours to get out of bed. I had a panic attack last Friday, which was unfortunate, but like I'm reeling through that. But to keep myself busy and keep myself occupied, one of my friends gave me money to buy an Xbox to keep myself
Oh,
occupied. So I like play video games from time to time. I'm still a full-time university student, so I do my assignments and I get on in my group meetings. I have a part-time job, so like I do one-on-one sessions on LinkedIn and stuff like that as well.
okay.
And yeah, I've done my fifth home workout in like 30 days because I hate
Oh
home workouts,
wow.
but I've done my fifth.
That's
I
good.
missed
That's
the
good.
gym, but yeah, but like to be honest, I was feeling very anxious the first 2 days of like quarantine. And I was thinking if I felt this way, then there has to be other people felt this way, or feeling
For
this way.
sure.
And I was just like, let's start this show. Like, start this show. Let's start this show, and like if I'm feeling this way, there should be other people feeling this way, and let's help people feel a little less alone. And so
For
far, like
sure.
the response has been incredible, and I get to
Yeah.
talk to incredible people like yourself.
Thank you.
And it's like and it's like it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I feel like it's like I've learned so much over the past 26 days of doing this. I feel like I'm much more intellectual about like what's going on in Sri Lanka, and I have a lot more
Yeah.
hope for Sri Lanka as well because I've spoken to such amazing people. Because
Yeah.
when you're in that influencer scene, it's all about just getting the review done and just like making the money and just like going away. And like since I moved into mental health advocacy and like talking about these things, I've just like met so many incredible people and like opportunities for me has opened up just because I switched those lanes and it's been crazy. So like I've been doing a lot of learning. To answer your question in short, I've
Thank you.
gotten smarter, Purnima.
Well done. So yeah, you spoke about your panic attacks, right? So how did you open up yourself to the world and like yourself, like how the whole accepting process? Because what I know is you had to first accept it yourself that you have something going on, and then you had to be courageous enough to like tell someone else, and now you're telling the whole world. Like, what was that process like?
Um, so it was actually funny. Like, I went through a breakup, and at that point, I have a lot of my ideas come to me in the shower. I'm sorry for saying that, but like it does. It
It
does.
does,
All of
it
my
does. It's a
brilliant
good thinking
ideas.
place.
It is an awesome thinking place. Like, so when I was having shower one day, and I was like, yo, I need to start being kind to myself because I was pouring out of an empty cup. Like I was just pouring out of an empty cup when it came to the relationship. Great person, just not compatible with me. And I was just like, I need to start giving myself the same kindness that I was giving everyone else. And I was like, okay, look, if I'm feeling this way, how are other people feeling? And then I was like part of a group. You did it as well. You were in the Be Kind
Oh,
movement
the
as
be
well.
kind. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like I was part of a group and then of like 40 other content creators and I just
That's
put
how
out a
it all
message saying, hey
started.
guys, exactly. I was like, hey guys, I'm planning on doing this, whoever's interested. And then 15 of you guys, including yourself, came forward and said, yes, let's do it. And then we did it. And I was like, how this works is how were you kind to someone else and how did that impact their lives positively? And how was someone kind to you and how did that impact your life positively? And like from then on I was just like wow, like if something like this can like make like such an impact,
Yeah.
imagine talking about like what I go through and all of these, like because the thing is all of our profiles is kind of like a journey, you know um
Yeah.
Most of us. Like there are other profiles that are more business focused and catalogs and stuff like that. But like you and I are just like we're just growing up, we're going through the motions, we're figuring it out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's just like, you know what, like I'm gonna talk about my feelings. I'm not just gonna hold it in anymore. And then I lost a lot of followers. So many people like
Really?
unfollowed me because I switched from travel and food, right? Because that was my main like genre.
Yeah.
And that was fine. Like I always told people like if my content does not make you happy, leave. Like I
Yeah.
never force people to stay. But then I grew. I grew slowly but surely. It has not been as fast as it was with like in the food and travel scene, and I don't care because that's not my market anymore. And like I was just like I was like, okay, then I told myself, okay, Sharon, you have to go into this with the mindset of helping one person, okay, or else you're just going to get super
Yeah.
depressed that you're not growing and all of these things, and because I'm a very insecure person anyway, so I was like, just go in the mindset that you're helping one other person out there, and yeah, I just started speaking about it. Been going for therapy for a year and a half. It's
Wow.
been
It's
absolutely
nice.
incredible. I still have panic attacks from time to time, like last Friday, but like I know how to deal with it better. Because, like you said, like accepting is the first step,
For
but
sure.
taking action is the second step, right? Like taking action and really looking after yourself is the second step. And I was just like, my friends are not going to be there forever, be there for me forever. My mom's not going to live forever, you know. So like, I need to take care of myself, and then I've been doing that.
That's great. Yay.
Now my profile's
Anything.
all about positivity.
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
Amazing.
So who are a few people in your life which helps you when you like say you have like a panic attack? Who do you first call? Like do you call someone or do you like deal with it on
No
your
one.
own? No one.
No one. I don't speak to anyone. I'm a Purna. Thank you for your comment, buddy. I focus on looking after myself. I don't. So right now, Purnima, to be honest, I don't trust anyone with my mental health. No one. I have been emotionally abused in my previous relationship. I've been bullied as a kid. I've had a very judgmental family. My mom and I have been fighting like a lot, but we love each other. But like, it's just like horrible fights we used to have back in the day. And like, I'm just like, my mental health is mine alone.
I mean that's where it
I
starts
open
right
up
from
from
yourself.
100%. And the thing is, social media hears it first. If I'm feeling off or if I'm feeling like motivating someone or writing something on my story, social media sees it first. I don't tell anybody about it, and people find out from there. And I don't mind that because the thing is, that's a way of me coping with the situation. And I only trust myself. So far, I have not let anyone in to look after myself and my mental health because I think I may be having a bit of a trust issue. But that's okay for now. For now, for a while, it's going to be just me focusing on myself.
But I think that's very brave that you're like, telling the whole world basically about what you're going through. That's really, really brave.
Absolutely. I mean, I get hate for it as well. I get called a Poornima for talking about mental health, and I'm just like,
What?
because like I'm talking about it before I'm successful. So I'm just like, what does that even mean? Like, what does success even mean? Like, success to me is waking up in the morning and not having a panic attack. Success for someone else can be owning a BMW, right?
For
It's all
sure,
about
yeah.
perspective, you know? So, yeah. Do you have any more questions? This is
Yeah,
fun.
of course. Oh,
Oh
shut
my
up.
God. Okay, you have one more question before I let you go.
No. Okay,
You can
fine.
ask anything.
Um. Okay, okay. So I put up the question on my this thing right on my story saying what should I ask you, and one person just said dance. So I think they just want to see your dance moves.
No, no, no,
You should
no,
give the
no.
people what they want, Sharon.
No way. I can't. I've seen the TikTok videos. It's just like
No, just
I don't
it
know how
doesn't
it
have to be like
works.
major like TikTok. You can just be like like some random like
No, it's just like
dance.
there's no like no music also. No, I'm a swayer. I sway.
Okay, so
I
you can
don't
just
dance.
sway.
I have a mad right sway, but
Sure,
it's only for special people.
we are all special. Are you saying your followers are not special?
Don't twist my words. Don't twist
Got
my
you
words.
there.
Okay,
Got you there.
I'm not dancing. I'm not dancing. I'm going to ask you one more question before I let you go.
Hi.
Purnima, it has been so much fun talking to you. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
you
coming on
too.
board.
Thank you so much
And
for
thank you for
inviting
asking
me.
me questions as well. Not many people do that, so that's awesome. I want to ask you. This show is obviously Purna. You are special, but I'm not dancing. I just want to ask you. This show is called "Going Live for Kindness." I just want to
Yes.
know what kindness means to you in your life.
I think kindness, it's just being kind to everyone and being compassionate, empathetic, and understanding what someone else is going through. That's what kindness is, like the core of it. Compassionate,
Amazing.
empathetic. Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely. I think understanding, being empathetic with every single person out there as much as you possibly can, but also knowing when to walk away is very important.
Giving
So,
that
Purnima,
space.
it has been absolute pleasure and a lot of
You
fun
too.
talking to you and
You
reminiscing with
too.
old memories of me coming and tapping your head like you were a little
Yeah.
midget. But before you go, I just want to say thank you so much. I cannot wait to see
Thank
you when I'm
you.
back in Sri Lanka.
For
But in the
sure.
meantime, please let us know where we can find you in terms of social media, any future projects that you're going to be working on, like the bakery, anything, and any final thoughts.
So you can find me on my Instagram. It's Poornima_W. It's right there on the top, I think. And my YouTube page is called Explore with Poornima. And you can find that link on my bio. Yeah, and my bakery profile is also on my bio. And future projects would be actually reopening my bakery thing because it was on hiatus for a while. So I'll be starting it up again once I move to Colombo. And that's all. Thank you for having
Amazing.
me.
Any final thoughts?
Um, Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing what you're doing to all the people. I think that's really amazing, and you're so brave. Like honestly, like you're so brave to be so open with your thoughts and just tell everyone about what you're going through. Because someone else who's going through the same thing can relate to it. So I think that's really brave, and thank you for doing that. Yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Purnima. Thank you for being honest with
you
me
too.
and answering questions. I will
Thank
talk
you
to
for
you soon.
inviting me.
Have a
See
great
you.
rest of your day. And let me know when you quit MAS.
We'll see you.
See ya. Hey guys, that was my friend Poornima. Show her some love. Give her a follow on Instagram. She's doing some awesome content and she makes very, very honest reviews. I think we need honest reviews out there. And she's one of the people who does that. And she'll be opening up a customizable bakery. Hopefully customizable. I'm just making that up. But she'll be opening up a bakery one day. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I will be taking a quick 14-minute break. And then we'll be back with a very, very special guest. We've heard her voice on radio a lot. She's been very supportive of the music scene, especially for local talent. And I cannot wait to chat with her. So if you guys have some time, I'll see you back here in 14 minutes. If not, have a beautiful day.